Welcome to Week in Minutes. Have a nice day. Today is Monday, 14th of July 2025. Starting the newspaper with the world news, including FBI Director Kash Patel denies her resignation remorse. Ahmed Epstein file is controversy. Justice Department is Pam Bondi fires 20 officials involved in the Trump prosecution report. Walmart recalls 850,000 water bottles in United States after consumers after vision loss. She's a great Trump defense attorney general Pam Bondi amid MHA MAGA backlash over Epstein files. One day 200 arrested in United States from raid as judge orders harder to aggressive measures. Trump's attorney general drops fraud case tied to COVID vaccinations. Southern Airport plane crash. Live small aircraft crashes during a takeoff at the London Southend Airport. Thick smoke was seen rising. Nigeria's ex-president Buhari, twice a leader of Africa's most population nation, dies aged 82. Small plane crashes in at London Southend Airport erupts in a huge fireball. Multiple flights cancelled. United States Senate reports false Secret Service discipline after the Trump shooting. Yet Roman shows are found at a Hadrian's Wall raise question about the ancient soldiers. Emergency craves suspended search for the flooding victims in the central Texas amid new flood warnings. From the Hindu newspaper, we have Nigeria's ex-president Muhammad Buhari, twice aged 82. Muhammad Buhari led Africa's most populous nations until 2023, when he was succeeded by Bola Tinubu, also from the All Progressive Congress. Nigeria's former president Muhammad Buhari. Nigeria's former president Muhammadu Buhari, who led Nigeria twice as a military head of state and a democratic president, has died aged 82. His press secretary said on Sunday, July 13, 2025. Mr. Buhari died in London on Sunday afternoon, where he was receiving a medical treatment in recent weeks. When he was elected in 2015, on his fourth attempt, he became the first opposition candidate to win the presidential election. India joins bilateral military exercise in Australia. Talisman Sabre exercise on now in its 11th iteration brings together more than 35,000 military personnel from 19 nations. A member of the French Defense Forces wears a badge displaying the emblem of the annual Talisman Sabre exercise as they stand aboard the French patrol vessel Auguste being big in Sydney on July 13, 2025. India, along with the 18 other nations, is participating in the Talisman Sabre 2025, a major bilateral military drill led by Australia that commenced on Sunday, July 13, 2025. Now, in its 11th iteration, the Talisman Sabre is the largest and most sophisticated war-fighting exercise ever conducted in Australia. The Department of Defense Australia said in a statement the exercise unites more than 35,000 military personnel from 19 nations. Dalai Lama's succession issue thorn in relations with India, says China. Yu Qing, a Chinese embassy spokesperson, said that some people from the strategic and academic communities in India have made improper remarks on the reincarnation of the Dalai Lama. Tibetan spiritual leader, the 14th Dalai Lama, is served food as his 90th birthday celebration at Suglak Kang in the northern town of Dharamshala on July 6, 2025. The succession of Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama is torn in China-India relations. The Chinese embassy in New Delhi said on Sunday, July 13, 2025, as External Affairs Minister Ajay Shankar prepares to visit China for the first time since Delhi border crashes in 2020. From the Hindustan Times, India Saudi Arabia signed agreement for long-term supply of fertilizers. Union Minister J.P. Nadda, along with the representatives from the Indian fertilizer companies, visited Maidan's impressive phosphate production facilities in Ras Al Khair on Sunday. New Delhi, India and Saudi Arabia on Sunday finalized long-term agreements for 3.1 million metric tons of DAP fertilizer per annum for 5 years during the visit of the Union Fertilizers Minister J.P. Nadda, assuring New Delhi of supplies of key crop nutrients at a time when China has tightened restrictions on exports. Myanmar refugees in Mizoram began to return after withdrawal of CNDF forces. Over 5,000 Myanmar refugees had fled to India since early July, with reports of some of them dying during the trek. The refugees from Myanmar shelter in Mizoram have started returning to their villages following the withdrawal from the Chilean National Defense Force (CNDF) from Zokwatar and Rikhwadar in the conflict-hit nation, officials said on Sunday. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, stocks are to watch on Monday, July 14. RVNL, NLC, India, DMART, DLF, Rights, Rail, Tel, Huduco, NCC, and more. Stocks are to watch on July 14. Shares of several companies will remain in focus on Monday, July 14, including RVNL, NLC, India, DMART, DLF, Rights, Rail, Tel, among others. The 30-share building stock exchange Sensex tanked at 689.81 points, or a 0.83%, to settle at 82,500.47. Railway company order book at rupees 7,000 crore, share price of 102% in 2 years. Railway company order book. One of the railway company has recently secured on order valued at rupees 36.27 crore from the Transport Corporation of India (TCI). With this latest order, the company's consolidated order book stands at around rupees 7,000 crore. The contract involves the manufacture and supply of 2 rakes. Railway company order book. One of the railway company has recently secured an order valued of rupees 36.27 crore from Transport Corporation of India (TCI). With this latest order, the company's consolidated order book stands at around rupees 7,000 crore. This company is none other than the Texmaco Rail and Engineering Limited. Now going to the science and tech, we have Indian Council of Medical Research says India is taking too much salt to launch study to address the issue. Excessive salt consumption increases the risk of hypertension, heart disease, and kidney disorder. To reduce the salt consumption, one can focus on limiting intake of processed foods, using a fresh ingredients, and opting for low sodium alternatives when possible. Excessive salt consumption is fueling a silent epidemic in India, where the people that increase the risk of hypertension, stroke, heart disease, and kidney disorders, according to the scientists from ICMR's National Institute of Epidemiology. The scientists have initiated a community-led salt reduction study to address the issue and are focusing on low-sodium salt substitutes. Vincent's Nobel-winning light therapy and its role in treating sick tuberculosis. Niels Breberg Vincent's introduction of concentrated light therapy to treat lupus vulgaris marked a major advancement in non-invasive treatment and laid the foundation of the modern phototherapy across medicine. Vincent's experiments with the focused light therapies helped save countless patients from the disfiguring effect of sick tuberculosis. His work remains fundamental in dermatological care and photomedicine and continues to inspire the therapeutic use of light today. In 1903, Danish physician and scientist Niels Dreberg Vincent was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in recognition of his contribution to the treatment of the disease, especially lupus vulgaris, with the concentrated light radiation. Lupus vulgaris, a sickened form of tuberculosis, was once treated with the ultraviolet light therapy. In the late 1800s, Vincent discovered that concentrated ultraviolet light beam could inhibit bacterial growth, and he successfully used this treatment on patients. Although light therapy was widely used for a time, it eventually gave way to antibiotics. His groundbreaking work marked one of the earliest uses of physical versus light as a therapeutic tool and laid a foundation for what we now call the phototherapy. At last, there's a famous personality of India who is known by his famous name, APJ Abdul Kalam. Full name Abul Pakir Jainuddin Abdul Kalam. Birth anniversary 15th October 1931 up to 27th of July 2015. Was an aerospace scientist and a statesman who served as the President of India from 2002 to 2007. Born and raised in a Muslim family, In Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, Kalam studied physics and aerospace engineering, spent the next 4 decades as a scientist and a science administrator, mainly at the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) and Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO), and was intimately involved in the India's civilian space program and military missile development efforts. He was known as the Missile Man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal organizational, technical, and a political role in the Pokhran second nuclear tests in 1998, India's second such test after the first test in 1974. Kalam was elected as the President of India in 2002 with the support of both the ruling party, Janata Party, and the then opposition in the National Congress. He was widely referred to as the People's President. He engaged in teaching, writing, and public service. After his presidency, he was a recipient of several awards, including the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor. While delivering a lecture in Indian National Money Minister Long, Kalam collapsed and died from an apparent cardiac arrest on 27th of July 2015, aged 83. Thousands attended the funeral ceremony held in the hometown of Rameshwaram, where he was buried with full state of honors. A memorial was inaugurated near his hometown in 2017. Mr. Kalam says a famous quotation. He says that dream is not what you see in sleep, it's the thing which does not let you sleep. I slept and dreamed that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. Okay, thank you.